Welcome, WrestleRanters, to WrestleRant edition number 19. I'm your host, Bleacher Report feature columnist level 1, apparently now, Graham GSM Matthews, here today for a variety of topics. I've been absent from YouTube since last Tuesday, I believe. I've had a lot to cover. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your past Halloween. I know I did. I went out trick-or-treating, and I got a shitload of candy right here. Yes, I am 16 and still went trick-or-treating anyway. So boom in your faces. I went out as a vampire, and I also came back to watch a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw with the Muppets hosting. I don't have enough time to go match by match, especially since it's old news that 3 days has gone by since Monday Night Raw. You can always check my full thoughts on the entire show on Bleacher Report in the links below. That is my latest article, even though I will have another article coming out in the next couple hours on Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Back to the original point, my Raw review is on Bleacher Report. It is on my website, nextwrestling.weebly.com, at the Columnist corner, and on the homepage, so be sure to check that out for my full thoughts on Monday Night Raw. But before I begin, there is a few things I need to address. Number one, as you notice, I usually incorporate, since WrestleRant edition number 3, I've usually incorporated music into my videos, in my WrestleRant videos. From now on, that will no longer be happening, because I have recently teamed up with YouTube after I was sent an email last week for a program called AdSense, where I get paid per video, which is something I'm really, really excited for. I get paid per video at the end of the month. Therefore, I can't have any copyrighted images, videos, music, anything in my videos. So I needed to cut out the videos. I needed to cut out the music out of my WrestleRant videos. And if I do submit a video with any music in it, it has the possibility of being removed from YouTube. So I will not risk that, and there will be no longer music on my WrestleRant videos, hopefully. And it was a little silent anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You couldn't really hear it anyways. On my second topic, me and Ben Gartland, I am fresh off filming Spoilers, an IWC podcast that I filmed with Sir Ben Gartland, Bleacher Report's own. We film our own show on Blog Talk Radio, entitled Spoilers, An Awesome Truth. We just filmed our second episode. Very exciting episode. Be sure to check that out, and that is in the links below and on my Twitter page at save_us_GSM. Now, over with the shameless plugging, back onto Monday Night Raw. So we had to kick off the show with The Rock announcing that he will tag team with John Cena come Survivor Series. The promo itself was okay. It wasn't as great as his one on Valentine's Day. It wasn't as great as any other ones that he cut before he left. Well, not really left, but before his disappearance from television, from weekly television. I don't blame him. It was logical that he would be, upset at John Cena after everything that's transpired. So I'm glad that he just wasn't the go-happy guy that just said, oh yeah, sure, I'll tag team with you, John Cena. He made it realistic. He wasn't given a lot to work with, so I do not blame him at all. I do not blame The Rock. I just merely blame creative for this poorly built storyline. Hopefully, it gets built up better going to WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, I mean Survivor Series. But anyway, a good way to start out the show. Then we had a Divas Battle Royal. Quick and painless. I'm not too excited about seeing Eve as the number one contender again, especially since Alicia Fox got a mini push last week when she defeated Natalya on Monday Night Raw. Not sure what the whole point of that was, if Alicia Fox is going to turn face and not even going to challenge for the championship in the same old Eve Torres is going to challenge for the title. Yes, it will be a good match, but it will be redundant. So hopefully this is just merely filler going to WrestleMania 28. When as I sound like a broken record, time and time again, I'm just going to say it again. Karma hopefully will challenge for the Divas Championship come WrestleMania 28 against a longest reigning Divas Champion in history, beating out Maryse. We're going to have Beth Phoenix versus Natalya versus Awesome Kong, a.k.a. Karma, come WrestleMania 28 in Miami. That's just merely my prediction. Don't bet on it, but that's what I'm hoping we're going to see. Not another Beth Phoenix versus Kelly for the upteenth time. Also on the show, we had hosted by the Muppets. Now, I am a die-hard Muppets fan. I have been since I was a kid, so I was extremely excited to come home trick-or-treating just to see the Muppets. I merely just rushed home just only for the Muppets of this show. That was just the highlight of my night and the highlight of the episode. The first segment with Kermit, Miss Piggy, Jack Swagger, and Vicky was extremely hilarious in my opinion, as well as the Beaker and Sheamus segment backstage. Oh yeah, sure, it could be considered silly, especially with Santino beating Jack Swagger in a very, very pointless throwaway match. I mean, that could be a little silly, you know, whatever, with the doctor coming out and giving Santino the potion to make him stronger or whatever, just to spit it in Jack Swagger's face. And then that could be considered a little campy and silly, but I like it a hell of a lot more than any of the other guest hosts that have been featured on Monday Night Raw since its inception 2 years ago. They definitely got over their movie. They showed a preview of that will come out in 2 weeks, on 3 weeks on Thanksgiving weekend, I believe. So I'm really looking forward to that. I know that sounds a little bit biased, but I really think that the Muppets weren't as G as everyone thought they were. I think they provided some comedy, in my opinion. I mean, they may not belong in the wrestling world, but I thought they did pretty well for themselves. Also, we had Jack Swagger face Santino, as I just said before. Santino beat Jack Swagger. I had no feeling for that at all. Big Show beat WWE Champion Alberto Del Rio in an extremely boring match that went against all logic when Big Show pinned the WWE Champion in a 15-minute match that the crowd wasn't into at all. Now, if Big Show could pin the WWE Champion, wouldn't he get a WWE Championship match instead of a World Heavyweight title match? You tell me. I have no idea. I don't know why they're booking Big Show as an unstoppable monster at this point. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see him win the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't want to see him as WWE Champion. I just do not want to see Big Show at all. I just want to see him retired, slowly fading away in his wheelchair in the sunset. But, you know, that's just one man's opinion. And hopefully we see Mark Henry and Big Show fuel it up on SmackDown. We also had CM Punk confirm that he will face Alberto Del Rio for the WWE Championship come Survivor Series when he bullied him into saying that he will give him a WWE Championship come Survivor Series in a couple weeks. Now, this was a little illogical to me. I know Punk has been portrayed as a rebel since, you know, this face turn this past July. But in my opinion, this is kind of weak. I'm just saying. Mark Henry versus CM Punk could have been better. It was only a 2-minute match. I would like to see more from them, hopefully after the draft or whatnot, before the draft, you know, whatever, when anyone moves in the draft. But anyway, CM Punk versus Del Rio, I certainly will love the match come Survivor Series, but this angle is just bothering me. I like that it's getting more time than it usually has on Monday Night Raw, even more time than last week. But hopefully they start to straighten this out, especially much like they should with the main event angle with Awesome Truth, Rock, and Cena. Now, this makes absolutely no sense to me as to why John Cena has to tag team or wants to tag team with The Rock come Survivor Series against the Awesome Truth. If he can just merely defeat R-Truth and The Miz on his own. He destroyed The Miz on Monday Night Raw in their main event match, in their rematch from WrestleMania 27, no less. R-Truth helped Miz with interference from ringside, and that didn't even help Miz. Miz still tapped out to the SDF within seconds, and then he just buried him. He just buried both him and R-Truth right after the match anyways. So I don't see the point in this old tag team thing. Unless it leads to a John Cena heel turn, I'm totally against this. If Cena and Rock, oh yeah, they're able to coexist. Woohoo, they win. Attitude adjustment followed by a rock bottom. Woohoo, the babyfaces win going to WrestleMania 28. I'm totally against it. If Awesome Truth wins with Dirty Tactics, yeah, I'm kind of for it. Cena turns on Rock to give Awesome Truth the victory. Totally for it all the way. NWO, baby. So overall, I'm going to say decent episode in Monday Night Raw. You know, the action was okay. Less than desirable results overall. Minimal build to Survivor Series. We had some matches confirmed, much like they did with Punk and Del Rio. I think we're going to see a Survivor Series tag team match with Christian's Coalition, you know, Barrett and Rhodes against maybe Air Boom and Mason Ryan or Zack Ryder or Dolph Ziggler or something. I'm not really sure, with the mid-carders of Raw and SmackDown. Also, next week, we're going to see the debut of Brodus Clay, so I'm highly anticipating that. We have not seen him since his rampage on WWE Superstars, for those of you that watch the program at all. He is really, really impressing me. I do think that he's a future breakout star from NXT Season 4. He should have won that. He should have won that respective season of NXT. Really hoping what he brings to the table come next week on Monday Night Raw. So with the final minutes in my WrestleRant edition for this week, we just have a few news highlights. We had Maryse released this past Friday, last Friday, via WWE.com. What I read was that the release was mutual. But I was kind of shocked since Maryse is dating The Miz and they aren't, you know, profiling her as a top diva any longer, even though she is extremely beautiful. But I will miss her, mostly, I mean, just because of her looks, just to be quite honest. I'm not going to lie. She is a Disney wrestler. She is a former two-time Divas champion. I will miss her on Monday Night Raw, but hopefully she will be, wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors, and hopefully we see her somewhere down the line. I would love to see her back in the WWE ring. NXT is not going to be the same without her. This past Monday, they announced the suspension of Evan Bourne, who was suspended via the wellness policy for his first violation of the wellness policy for 30 days. I'm not sure what this means for the Tag Team Championship, seeing that he was not at the SmackDown tapings, therefore he will not be dropping the Tag Team Championships. Maybe he will be, I'm not really sure, come Monday Night Raw. I just talked with Ben Gartland about this. He just said that Evan Bourne's suspension may be held back, just so they can have an angle where Bourne drops the titles next week on Raw to the team of Rhodes and Barrett, more than likely. So I don't want to see Air Boom drop the titles, because they've worked really, really hard to make this division as strong as they could. I don't want to see him just drop the titles just like that, especially to a team of Barrett and Rhodes. They don't really have that much chemistry at all. We're much better as singles competitors. So anyway, moving up from that, hopefully we see Evan Bourne return sooner rather than later. We all know it's going to be 30 days, but hopefully sooner rather than later, better than ever, and as WWE Tag Team Champion. And also, as my final topic, we also have some news on Booker T returning to the ring, apparently. He will be working some live events towards the end of the year. Possibly, it has been rumored that he will be challenging Cody Rhodes to the Intercontinental Championship in the program. Anything to get him off commentary, that's all I have to say about that. Booker T is a pretty good wrestler. I would love to see him help get over Cody Rhodes in a feud over the IC title. Definitely bring back some prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship. So, tonight is TNA Impact Wrestling. There is some huge spoilers. I did not read them, thankfully. I'm going to be surprised as I watch it tonight myself. So definitely tune into that. I highly suggest checking that out tonight at 9 Eastern Time on Spike TV. So that about does it for me. I am Graham GSM Matthews, and make sure to visit my Bleacher Report blog in the links below. Visit my website for WWE TNA rumors, recaps, reviews, and a hell of a lot more at nextEraWrestling.weebly.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, comment, dislike it, do whatever the hell you want, but whatever it is, your feedback is highly appreciated. And speaking of feedback, you can tweet me at save_us_GSM at twitter.com. And also make sure to check out our brand new me and Sir Ben Gartland's podcast radio, Spoilers, in the links below as well. It's highly anticipating, very funny time. We love analyzing stuff, everything pro wrestling. So anyway, this is GSM. Hopefully we'll be back next week for another Raw review. The future of WrestleRant is indeed grim, I hate to say it, because my brother will no longer be having football practice around this time, so will not have the time to film the show. Hopefully this is untrue, and I will get some more free time in order to film the show, because that's exactly what I need, and hopefully build towards some more money on my YouTube account. Woohoo! So thanks for checking my video out, and make sure to check out all the links I provided, and have a nice weekend, guys. This is GSM, signing out.